Ooh. Cross your eyes, everybody. What's going on? What's this? It's 3D. It's 3D. Check that out. It's stereoscopic. That effect. God. Look at that technology. This is 1995 technology. Be sure to cross your eyes when watching this, right? Just put the tablet or phone or TV screen close to your face. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Wow. What a 3D effect that is. Look at this monstrosity. It's full of dust. I haven't touched this thing in a long time. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. It's like a robot, isn't it? So the story about this is that the legs broke apart, and eventually the styrofoam covering fell apart too. Now we're going to take a look at the Virtual Boy manual, not the games. This will be my requisite for Sunday night gaming. No real gaming, no gameplay. After I raged quit the fuck out of Sonic Adventure 2 and Arkham City, I think I need to have a little break and do something game related, though. I do believe I have it here somewhere, yes. So we're going to look at the manual. But before I do, I'll talk a little bit about the Virtual Boy. I was going to put this away, but then I realized, oh, you know what? Maybe we can learn from this. So the story about the Virtual Boy came out in 95, July in Japan and August in North America. Now, this is all we are coming upon the 30th anniversary of the Virtual Boy in 2025. So we'll just pretend it's 2025. How did everything work out? How's President Trump doing? We took care of that problem over there with Russia. We're gonna get some. We're gonna get those little Russian vases for 2025. Those little ones that open up and make the smaller dolls. Big ones, smaller dolls. Yeah, we get them cheap on discount, right? Vladimir loves us now. Anyway, happy 2025. So anyway, I got this at the Toys R Us. So Toys R Us had the Virtual Boy in 1995. Okay, look at all this shit. God, there's so much dust. There's so much dust on this shit. And let's sit. Will you sit? Okay. Look at that. Red everywhere. And Toys R Us, they sold this for $149.99. Later on, it would sell for $99.99, then $49.99. Then it was just on disc. Like, let's just get rid of this thing. I'm sure Nintendo, they had ideas about dumping this in the same landfill as the ET game for the Atari 2600. So I got this game. The pack-in game was Virtual Boy Mario's Tennis. Other games include Jack Brothers, which I do have, which is worth money. Jack Brothers, Red Alarm, Telerope Boxer, Galactic Pinball, Virtual Boy Wario Land, which is the most popular title, T&E Golf, and 3D Tetris. Also had Vertical Force. That's about it. Baseball, I had a baseball title too. Not very many, like 15 or 16 titles. Not very many titles at all. What I looked up was Bound High, which was a bouncing game, which looked fun, and Zero Racers, and these are two games that never fucking came out. Somebody got the prototypes and put them up on YouTube, but never got them. So, and I think the only two games, I was watching some gameplay of Mario Clash, which you saw the intro to, and There was an ending to it, but it was shitty ending, and you saw Princess Peach in two cameos, one in the bonus levels and one where she pops out at you in a 3D fashion, and she says, "Great job you're doing so far. You're doing a great job." I'm like, okay. So Mario Clash was like 3D version of Mario Brothers from 1983, and this was made for 1995. They were supposed to release Killer Instinct or Donkey Kong Country 2 as a Virtual Boy version, but I don't know what truth to. Oh, the other game I got was Waterworld. That was a shitty game. A lot of shitty games. They tried to do everything in red, but the legs fell apart because the leg. I think the hinge, the little stand. You know that little black stand, the one that has the two legs that you put this on top of. It split. I don't know if it was a cheap plastic. I know it was Ginepei Yokoi's idea, and then it just the legs fell apart, and I couldn't hold this thing on legs anymore. And the styrofoam fell apart, and it was just cheap styrofoam. I mean, you'd be better off with the harder, like that harder foam that you get for like we when you have like window. You know when you get windows, if you buy a window for your house, and they had this very thick styrofoam, they should have made it out of that. I mean, it would have lasted fucking longer. So that's the story to this Virtual Boy. The last time I played it, I think was back in 2011, 2012. I played it. I haven't played this thing in a long ass time. When you get the, you can plug it into the wall, which doesn't make it a portable, or you can put in six AA batteries to power this thing. That's it. Like, there's no other technology that really matches it. It's a shame, really is. What a waste. But there it is. There's the Virtual Boy. So let's look at the manual. So history lesson is over. It took me 7 minutes to get through that. Here is the manual for the Virtual Boy. And we're going to look at this together and see what we have. We'll look at some of the stuff. The warnings are the best. This is the meat, okay? So you might be able to read this. You might not, but I'm going to read it to you. Carefully read this instruction booklet and the consumer information. Okay. Failure to follow all instructions could result in injury and serious damage to your vision and hearing. By the way, I think I almost damaged my vision playing Breath of the Wild in Labo VR. In Labo VR and I had to turn down the brightness. Remember, if you're going to play in Labo VR, make sure to turn down the brightness almost all the way down so that, you know, it doesn't hurt your eyes. This product must not be used by children under the age of 7 years. Shit. Artificial stereo vision displays may not be used for such children, may cause permanent damage to their vision. Epilepsy and seizure warning. So it causes consciousness. These people may experience seizures while watching some kinds of television pictures. Yeah, so if you have anyone who has that kind of thing, consult your physician. We recommend that parents observe their children while they play video games. If you or your child experience any of the symptoms, dizziness, altered vision, eye or muscle twitching, I've had that when I played Labo VR. Discontinue use immediately and consult your physician. Oh, shit. Some people may experience fatigue or discomfort when playing for a long time. Regardless of how you feel, you should always take a 10 to 15 minute break. Now, to be fair, the Virtual Boy had, like, I think with golf, I don't know about other games, but I remember golf had a break. You had to take a break with playing T&E Soft. They made the 3D-ish games, the Polygon games, like Red Alarm. And golf was a later title. It was not a launch title. They only had like 18 courses. It didn't have like multiple courses. Just like, 18 holes, 18 courses. That was it. If your hands or arms become tired or uncomfortable while playing, stop and rest. Stop playing, consult the doctor. So there's like these basic warnings. So we're just going to look. I think we're mostly going to be looking at the warnings in this manual. Let's see what we got in here. This is introduction to components, setting up, moving the battery box, which is 6 batteries. Shit. And there's the old-fashioned, I don't know if this is still on Nintendo systems. You know what? I don't think so. I think after the GameCube, maybe the Wii, you don't see this Mario sticker anymore. Authorized repairs, you don't see this sticker anymore. You used to see it on the back, like a little gray sticker. So here's about the Virtual Boy. It is a unique video game system that can create a dramatic three-dimensional world by using a double screen. High resolution LED display. Of course, what they don't tell you is it's red. They could have put in green or yellow. Uh, when looking into the Virtual Boy, the eye shade helps block out distracting light and creates a glare-free display screen and immerse you in the 3D environment. I've had like wake-up calls stopping to playing this when you're looking at that bright light. The table stand provides a stable, comfortable support for holding the Virtual Boy during use. Digital stereo speakers provide a built-in sound source to enhance the gameplay. Well, it's like, it's two speakers, right? Since the Virtual Boy, I kind of remember the time, like, when I was a kid, they would put headphones on you, and you had to remember where the sound was coming from. They did these little tests in elementary school. I'm not sure if anybody remembers that. I don't think they do that anymore. It is very important that you read through the entire instruction booklet and separate consumer information precautions booklet before use. Throughout this booklet, you will see sections beginning with note, caution, and warning. Okay, so that's important. Caution. Incorrect use of Virtual Boy may result in personal injury and damage to the Virtual Boy, or, well, that's too late for me. Warns you about incorrect use about the Virtual Boy. So here it is. This is what it looks like on diagram form. That is the Virtual Boy eye shade, which is damaged. I don't think I have it anymore. Game pack holder cover. I never really used that. So the Game Boy cards would have little thin black covers. And I think those were the last ones that had them. Because after the Virtual Boy, you never saw covers to games anymore. You saw covers for the Nintendo 8-bit and the Super Nintendo. Game Boy had like these plastic shells, which I have a few of those. And the Virtual Boy had little thin black plastic covers. So after that, there were no more. Speaker, IPD, headphone jack. So you got these different components. There's the stand, which I split. This part split, and then the legs would come down, and I couldn't use it anymore. Controller plug. There you go. There's a lot of components. A lot of things to this. Yeah, so there's the sticker there. So you would see that sticker on everything. There's this. So removing the battery box. So this is how it tells you how to set up. I'm going to try to see if I can find some good warnings in here. Oh, there were so many warnings in this goddamn thing. Let's see. Yeah, this is how... 6 batteries. No shit, right? So failure to follow the following instructions may cause the batteries to leak out, popping sounds, and leak battery acid. This happened to me when I had the plug and play for like a 10 Atari, or I think it was 10 Atari games, 2600 games. Do not mix new and used batteries. Do not mix battery types. Do not put the batteries in backwards. Do not leave used batteries. Leave batteries. So this is basically like, do not use nickel cadmium batteries. So you can only use alkaline. Shit. Not for children under the age of 3. Babies and young children could choke on the Virtual Boy game pack cover. Probably. Keep the game pack cover out of reach of small children and probably small dogs. So there's more. Okay, always make sure, this is some more warnings here, but I'll try to read these for you. Always make sure that the power switch is off and that you have checked the game pack edge connector for foreign material before attempting to load a game pack into the Virtual Boy. Caution. Always load the game pack straight to the Virtual Boy. Do not load the game pack upside down or otherwise force the game pack in. Load only Nintendo authorized and authentic Virtual Boy game packs. Adjust the angle and height of the Virtual Boy. Failure to do so may cause an eye, hand, or neck strain. I don't think it mattered. Adjusting the height of it was like shit. It didn't really matter. And it was just difficult. You have these knobs, right? This would like adjust the way the screen would come out, like you'd have black here. Or it would make it widescreen, or it would box it in, depending on how you turn this top dial. This thing, you slide it, it pops out more or goes to the back. So those are those commands. It's a load of shit. Thing is dirty as fuck. Okay, so here's another one. Do not plug or unplug the controller, move the battery when power is on. If you normally wear eyeglasses or contact lenses, continue to wear them when you use the Virtual Boy. Failure to do so may cause eye strain. So I can imagine the fun you have with your contact lenses. The Virtual Boy IPD and focus adjustments must be made each time each gameplay is started. Failure to properly adjust the Virtual Boy may result in headaches. I think most of us didn't give a shit. Focus slider. If after all the proper adjustments you can experience any of these symptoms, Discontinue use immediately and call the consumer assistance hotline. There was so many fucking warnings. Discontinue use, consult the hotline. Okay. Here's this one. Here's a simple one. Take frequent breaks while playing. Now, they tell you this in the Labo VR. Do not use the Virtual Boy in a car or other moving vehicle. You imagine driving and playing that thing? Holy shit. And you get into a car crash? Fuck. That's like being on Star. That's like the worst headache you'll ever have. Adjust the volume. Failure to follow these instructions can result in permanent hearing loss. It is important that you set the volume to a safe and comfortable level. Higher levels could damage your hearing. Sound levels could fool you. Over time, your hearing adapts to higher volumes so that can harm your hearing. To set the volume safely, begin by adjusting the volume control to a low level. Then gradually increase the volume until the sound is clear and you can hear it comfortably. So, I think I got this in October of '95. I just started getting. I think what it was that my older sister, who's passed away, she had a Tomitronics 3D, and I'll probably show that before we close out. A Tomitronics 3D, a little bit of what that looks like. So here's more stuff. This is the hardware. Do not disassemble or try to repair it. Yeah, it's got in there, and I think one of the reasons I stopped playing was that I think this left eye is not working like it should. This left eye here. So it's got these mirrors that bounce off the light and reflect things as two separate images, and it comes out in 3D. But the mirrors have these mechanical things. They move around. So it's a nice bit of ingenuity. And Ginepei Yokoi, who did the Game Boy, and he was like he was an engineer. And he passed away when he got out of... The man got out of his car on a speeding highway and died. Now, whether or not he did that on purpose or it was an accident, I don't know what was happening. But the man died. And his last project was a failure, which was a Virtual Boy. So let me go ahead and... yeah, so many warnings. There's more warnings. Let me see if I skipped a page. No, I did not skip any pages. Never pull on the sponge eye shade when removing it for cleaning or replacement. Pulling on the eye shade may tear it. Yeah, but the thing is that this thing, the styrofoam that the eye shade is made of is just too delicate. So even if you're careful, you can still damage it by putting your weight on it. It's just the way it is. Do not put the eye shade into the washer or dryer or allow to dry in the sun, as this may deform or tear the eyepiece. Do not fold or twist the eye shade when squeezing the water out. Oh, Jesus. There's too many things wrong with this. And we have troubleshooting. Oh, yeah, this is like when it glitches out. There's an image on the screen, but the picture is scrambled. There's an image on the screen, but the image is not clear or not in 3D. There is no image on the screen. That could be a problem. It could be just not working anymore. There's a good image on the screen, but there is no sound. You feel tired, dizzy, or nauseated when your eyes hurt while playing games on the Virtual Boy. Oh, shit. You know, if you are still unable to solve the problem, call the Consumer Assistance Hotline. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with this thing. And let me see if there's anything more. Misalignment. So that's about it. Yeah. So let me show you if I have it. Let's see what this is. The astonishing Tomitronic 3D game. Yeah. It doesn't look that cool. These are all like Game & Watch kind of games. So they're like overlays and 4-bit games. Tomitronic 3D games, packed with 3D action. Only from Tomy. Yeah, so they're like the one my sister had was like a spaceship game. And yeah, it's a shame. So unfortunately, most of my Virtual Boy game playing is in the past, so I focus on the present. And you know what? Recently, I think last week, I actually beat the final boss in the Zelda DLC and got that motorcycle. And I did it all on this, the Labo VR. And I turned down the volume. I mean, not the volume. I turned down the brightness. And I used headphones. Got a little sick. You're going to get nauseous playing it like this, but it's really good. There's a couple of other games that are really good. There's a puzzle game that's looks like Tron. It's very good in Labo VR. Uh, the Labo VR games that you get with this kit, it's pretty good. The shooter games, Super Smash Brothers, like Toad's Treasure Tracker. But Zelda's really good. So that's it. That's all I wanted to show you was the manual. And coming up will be the Mandy review. Are you all excited for that? It's in 3D. No, it's just in 2D. Just 2D.